statement is pretty simple when you think about it. You know, I thought, except maybe for the last 3 minutes, 4 minutes, maybe, I don't even know exactly how many. I don't think we did anything to deserve to win that game, and they did everything to deserve that game. You know, they played harder than us, they played smarter than us, they beat us to every loose ball, they rebounded better than us, they made more shots than us. You know, so you don't win games just because you show up. You know, you have to go out and actually win the game. And today Villanova came in here and won the game. Pretty simple.
What other questions for Christyn? Christyn, obviously, your classmate Olivia is a huge part. Oh, sorry. I know you warned me. Olivia has been a huge part of what you guys do for years on this team. Did you feel like her absence disrupted things, or there was a change and you guys had trouble figuring out how to operate on both ends because of her absence, or how did her absence really affect things tonight?
I mean, obviously, she's a huge presence in the paint. But as much adversity as we've had this season with multiple guys out, we have to be able to figure out a way to win, regardless if Liv is there or not. I mean, guys just have to step up and fill the gap.
It's hard for us from the outside to understand what the adversity and everything that you're going through. I mean, we see that players are hurt, players are out, but everything that goes through, you know, these are your friends and your teammates. What's it like inside the team and the test that you have to go through day after day with everything that you are going through on a daily basis?
I mean, with the guys being out, we're not going to use that as an excuse. We have guys that can play. As long as we have 5, we should be ready to go. I mean, yeah, we have had adversity, but we'll always find a way. So we're not going to ever use that as an excuse.
Even with the loss, a silver lining was that AZ Fudd had a career night. Moving forward, what do you think you're going to want to see from her as everyone comes back?
Same thing I've seen the last 2 games. That would be good.
Are there any questions for Christyn?
Christyn, can you talk about the fourth quarter? When did you guys feel like you could make a run at them? I mean, they were up by 19 at one point in the second half. And did you ever lose confidence, or when did you start to get that back?
I wouldn't say we lost confidence, but I think when we started pressuring full court, that helped us gain momentum. We started getting steals and getting easy buckets. So it was late in the fourth quarter.
Anything else for Christyn?
Christyn, what is a game like this, I guess, regrouping after this and kind of the momentum moving forward, mindset moving forward, what kind of you take out of this and what is going to come from you guys in the locker room?
I mean, we're going to watch film and try to learn as much as possible from this game. And as a senior, I have to make sure that my team is ready to go. So this game is on me. I apologize to my teammates, and it won't happen again moving forward.
All right, we will move to questions for
Coach, if you could sum up the team's effort offensively, what made it so difficult to get what you wanted?
Well, you have to be able to score inside and outside, right? I mean, you got to have some kind of balance in your offense. You can't rely just on how many jump shots you're going to make that game to win. And if you don't make the jump shots, you don't win. And it's mind-boggling that we're not able to score in the lane more than we do. It really is, when you think about it. So, and then, you know, it's hard to get good shots against a good defensive team, and Villanova is a really good defensive team. So you need balance scoring. You can't just go to one person. You know, you can't just say, "All right, AZ, bail us out." You know, and Christyn, you know, bail us out. You need other people to step up and make some plays. And again, it's got to be a combination of inside, outside, and getting to the free throw line and offensive rebounding. And right now, you know, we're just you know, the last couple games especially, we're more of just you know, trying to get a jump shot and being content with that, and then not even running to try to get an offensive rebound. So it was just a bad performance, and you know, Villanova played great. I thought Denise did a great job getting them ready to play. Their game plan was perfect and executed offensively perfectly. You know, and like I told our team, I said, you know, we beat these guys by 50 in the Big East tournament. So I don't think they came here thinking, you know, let's just go up there and lose by 50. So I don't think our defense was any good at all. The whole game, really.
And I was going to ask you about what you thought Villanova did really well offensively to get the shots they did, and also could you update Caroline and Olivia's conditions?
Caroline's day to day, you know. She, you know, every day she tries to, you know, make some progress, and hopefully, you know, tomorrow she'll be better than she was today. Liv let us know after we put the names in the book that she wasn't going to be able to go today, which, you know, kind of catches you by surprise a little bit. So I guess we'll find out tomorrow how she's doing. And Villanova, you know, like a lot of teams in our league, you know, they do a pretty good job of spreading you out. And when they spread you out and you don't communicate very well, they end up with shots in the lane, and they end up with wide open threes. So you got to give them one or the other, and tonight we gave them both.
Geno, was there a stomach bug with Liv or what? And then secondly, they say whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You guys have gone, you know, every game it seems to be somebody else who's out, even you. One game, do you take any solace in that when people get back, they've been through this kind of adversity and things might be getting better?
Yeah, I mean, I take some losses differently than others, you know, depending on how it happens, you know, and how it evolves, and what the circumstances are, whatever the case may be. And you know, I told our coaches that winning tonight was going to be way harder than winning Sunday, than winning this past Sunday. You know, Villanova was playing great, and we're a little bit challenged defensively, you know. We're just not the kind of defensive team that we have been in past years. So if a team is able to get both things, you know, in the lane from the three-point line, and then offensive rebounder misses, then you really don't have a chance to win the game at all. So what do you take out of that? That's just another reminder that, games have to be won. Games aren't necessarily preordained. Games have to be won. You have to go out and win games. And, the more conference games you win over the years, you gotta lose. You gotta lose at some point. You gotta lose at some point. Otherwise, you're not in a good conference. So you gotta lose at some point. And losing to a really good team like Villanova, they deserve to win, plain and simple.
I think Pat also had a follow-up on Olivia.
Oh. She just said she couldn't go.
For Aaliyah and Dorka to combine for 6 points on 2 rebounds, how do you think, or why do you think they struggled tonight?
As I said, when Villanova spread you out, they really challenge you. They challenge your big guys to be really mobile out on the perimeter, And if you're a step slow, or if you make a mistake, or you don't communicate very well, you're going to give up a lot of easy shots. Then at the other end, you got to be really, really physical with them, like really physical. And I thought today they were way more physical than us. They just worked harder at it. They worked harder at keeping us from, where we wanted to get the ball in the lane. And so, yeah, it was not a good day.
Geno, is this just kind of how, it seemed things were really coming together and, a lot of excitement and everything, and then, now it seems after 2 hours of basketball, everything's just falling apart. And is it good that you only have a couple of days to get ready? And how do you, keep these guys, at least psychologically, going forward and not, having Villanova beat you twice, basically?
Well, we have DePaul Friday night, and that's not going to be easy at all. Then we have Marquette on Sunday. At Marquette, that's not going to be easy. So you need some consistency there. You need some assurances, pretty much, that the people that you're counting on show up every night, and then you can feel confident that, yeah, we got a game Friday after a game Wednesday, but we'll be fine because we're going to get this, and this. And right now, even this past Sunday, even now, it's kind of like hit and miss, who we're getting great stuff from and who we're not getting great stuff from. Somebody's great one day and just okay the next day. So just that whole, consistency thing is what allows you to just, go from one game to another, regardless of whether you win or you lose. Losing is part of basketball, and you have to figure out why, how did it happen, why did it happen, and then move on and get ready for the next one. DePaul poses a completely different challenge than Villanova, and then Marquette poses a completely different challenge than DePaul. So you just got to go to practice and prepare for the next team. This one's over. We're not going to be able to get this one back, but get ready for the next one.
Geno, you talked about how teams around the country kind of all look a little beaten down by the last 2 years and all of the crap.
Mm-hmm.
And for your team, this has been just kind of a roller coaster with no predictability. And this isn't meant to be cheeky, but are you having any fun this year?
I mean, I think the circumstances, being what they have been the last 2 years, it's kind of like half full, half empty. Like you want to hope that the next day's better, and the next day's better, and the next day's better, and then you get hit with no, it's not, no, it's not, no, it's not. So, and you can't act like the sky is falling. So the roller coaster goes down, and then it goes back up. And while you're down, you're down. And when it goes back up, you feel like you're on top of the world. The only problem is staying there has become very challenging. So I always know that when it's down, it's going to go back up. Is it fun to be in that situation? No, it's not. It's not any fun. It's, but every coach in the country is going through this. So it's not like it's just a few of us or a few people that are dealing with these kind of setbacks and injuries and those things. You see some really good teams get blown out, and you wonder, like, how's that happen? Just gotta roll with it, man. Do the best you can.
Geno, I was wondering, what do you make of Christyn saying this one's on me, and then she apologized to the team? Like, what do you make of that?
I don't like the idea that one person is responsible for it. I don't think that's ever the case. I think some people want to take it upon themselves to make sure that the team is ready to play, and that's from the coaches on down. It's your job to get the team ready to play, and the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, our team was really having fun and being upbeat, and showed up today like it's all going to be fun and games. So it's maybe a reminder that you don't get to pick and choose. But as we've said, there's really very little you can count on these last couple of years. There's very little you can count on. Very little consistency. But nobody thought we were going to go undefeated. Maybe they did before the season started, but I don't think there's been one game since the beginning of the season where we've had our whole team. So and then the way things started playing out, I'm not surprised by anything that happens. Good or bad. Something good happens, I'm like, yeah, okay. Something bad happens, I'm like, yeah, okay. Tomorrow will be different.
How would you assess, I guess, how both the team was able to find AZ at points, but also AZ looking for her own shot, that kind of dynamic we've been talking about since she's gone back, I guess, as it progressed throughout the day, especially because it looked like she got more aggressive as she went on. But how do you think she is at where she was today?
Well, I think AZ is a superb basketball player, and I think sometimes when you can shoot the ball the way she shoots it, people tend to label you, wow, she's a great shooter. And I think as the game was at one point, the game was out of reach for all intents and purposes. But she started making plays that basketball players make. And she threw a couple passes that basketball players make. And that's a great sign for a kid who's a freshman who can score and can make threes and can find other ways to contribute, you know. So, you know, you watch AZ play in practice, and you realize all the time she's more than a shooter. But that doesn't mean that it's easy to get her open. That doesn't mean that it's easy for her to get open. That takes a coordinated effort by, you know, people have to work really, really hard to get her open, and then she has to work really hard to get open. And that takes time. You know, this is only her second real game, you know, where she's been kind of injury-free. So it takes time, and she played all 40 minutes. So you go from not playing at all to playing 40 minutes. Not ideal, right? So I don't worry about her. That's one person I don't have to worry about. I got a couple people on my team I don't have to worry about.